everybody knows where they stand with me, though, isn't it? It's so bravado. Oh dear, I played the wrong. Oh, I'm fed up with this fucking show. It's not even the right. It's not even the right fucking. Ah, start again.
Give me the noise, me, blood.
What are those irritating? Stupid assholes.
You know, that man's on a mean stuff today, isn't it?
Huh?
That man's
We up for the tree if it's on now.
oh, sorry.
I talk through the thing.
Sorry.
Welcome, Quincy.
Trish is on point today. She cost me off during the adverse. It's all right. All right. Ain't on mine. Ain't on mine.
I can never cuss you. One of my favourite people you are.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm all right. It's glad to be amongst you young ladies.
Yeah.
And I'm looking all fabulous as you do. And I'm looking forward to today.
Yeah. So we always love it when you come on.
Yeah. It was I've been doing the ass, but I've been a proper like deep cleaning, like clear house, clear mind.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. From the inside out, even the garden, I've noticed as well. Like, I want to make sure that the garden stays on top as well. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even the garden, I want it to just be nice and clean. But sometimes when I was like digging up the little roots them outside the other day, some of the roots are not even ours. It's from up neighboring gardens. And then because we kind of share the way they've done it, you kind of share like a garden patch, and it's other people's foolishness just spill onto you. And it kind of gave me a metaphor for life. Like sometimes roots are not yours. They're just not yours. It's somebody else's shit.
But how can you tell that it's somebody else's roots? Does it say like 52 in it?
Sorry? Does it what?
Does it say number 52? So
something like that. But no, just because of the way that it grows, and when you try to dig it up, it pops. And because basically it's like one big patch of like a mud gut bed, if you like a garden bed, and then they've just put the fence slap bang in the middle. If I was to show you my neighboring gardens, then you wouldn't ask me that question.
Do you know what? Growing up, you can always, when you look at a row of houses, you can always tell the black houses. You know why, innit?
Why?
The garden. Black houses back in the day were never done. It was always it was always the grass. Always, it's right. They got life. You know, the garden was like the grass was so tall, like it was like they were picking cotton.
Cotton. Like, do you know what I was thinking about you the other day? Yeah, and remember on my birthday when we went to his show in April.
Yeah,
and he was speaking about his father passing, and I really didn't want to laugh, but the way you said it.
It was,
Why am I laughing at this inappropriateness? How do you do that, Quince? How do you get people to laugh at fuckery?
Fuckery, that.
It was such dark humor that it was ridiculously funny.
Yeah.
But it was dark.
Do you know what it is? Yeah. I always, when you're yourself and like no one laughs at death, but you define yourself in situations. When you look back of traumatic things what happened to you, you laugh. When like something happens at work at that moment, it's like, you know what, I lost it then. But if you really go back and then you revisit, you say, boy, I can't believe I acted like that. Like we've all lost our temper. We've all lost our temper. You know what I mean? Trish more than others. Yeah. But we've all lost our temper.
Not true. Go on.
So, but we've lost our temper. And then when the time clears or there's that moment after, you go back to it and you're like, oh, you remember that time when you told so-and-so about themselves? And then you jumped up and you picked up a plate, which you thought it was a plate, but it was a paper plate, because you're so mad. And then you got to laugh. So like with my dad, it was like, it's part healing. And unfortunately, death is universal. There's no discrimination.
No way around it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I always tell the stories when my dad died. I think I told it literally a few months after. You know what I mean? When I got the phone call from my mum. My mum called me first. even in grief, my mum was still what's the thing when you do things in order? Autistic. She's like, I'm the eldest, so she called me first. And
right.
And then I remember when she called me from the house phone. She never called me from the house phone. And then when she said, like, I want to say bye to your father. Huh? I'm half asleep, you know. I'm mad with my eyes. So, huh? Come and say bye to your father. He ain't gonna make it. So where is he?
Wow. He ain't gonna make it.
Where is he? And then just she told me, obviously I broke down.
Yeah.
I broke down. I mean, what? And then she goes, I call you back and I call your brother. What, you leave me in mid scream? Yeah. I swear, name my dad, yeah, because when my mum called all of us, yeah, I can imagine my dad was probably sitting there thinking, don't call him mobile from the house phone. Use the T-Mobile. And my mum was pronouncing my dad dead before he was dead. That's how gangster my mum is. She was there, he ain't gonna make it. I can hear my dad in the background going, I'm still here.
Oh God. It's not even enough. It's not good.
I'm still here. Yeah, so yeah, I know people can identify with it. And like I said, you like know me, and I've built up an audience throughout the years that I'm very open when I'm on stage. I mean, I've spoke about my late partner passing and how that effect that had on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So yeah. And it's a connection because I want people to laugh, but know why they're laughing.
Be able to relate as well.
And relate.
Yeah.
That's why I want them to leave that day or that moment and thinking, you know what? I could relate to what Quincy was talking about, and I've been there before. This is just his version.
Yeah.
So
I've sent you the link via WhatsApp because you asked me for that. So the live link, I've sent it to you, Quince.
All right, cool. Are we live?
We're live.
Yeah.
We're really live when you was talking through the trailer.
Oh, yeah. It's
I think Philly Kayla's twins. Is she one of your followers? Is that Philly the truth? Philly Kayla.
One of my lounge.
Yeah, I think I know Philly. I think I remember. I know who that is. Yeah. Hey, love. How you doing? Hi, Davina. I can't see who else is watching because I've not said hello yet, but I can see that people are watching. But yeah, we'll share out the links. So I don't know where Gary is. I don't think he's coming. But the first thing you said you wanted to talk about, let me just grab it up. Hang on. Quincy chose 2 topics. I thought I will give him that as
No, before I get bullied on there, I didn't choose it. I gave you options because it's your show. You know what?
Oh, but before we go into that, do you not want to talk about our little collab briefly? What does it mean?
I think that you guys should start it off and
Nah, you go on.
Typical man, I'll finish it off.
As you guys know, we've got Black Excellence. So Black Excellence is a platform and a CIC that we created for emerging, up and coming Black business startups and established businesses. So it's a platform where you can kind of build your brand, and we do events like pop-up festivals, events, etc. So as you know, our last event we did a series of events in Thamesmead, alongside Peabody and the Black Culture Collective. And so our next set of events, we've come back bigger and better. So we're doing a big Black Excellence Weekender between the 21st of November and the 29th of November, and the 1st of December. And as well, we will be incorporating 3 branded events within the Black Excellence umbrella that weekend. We've got Cupcakes and Cocktails is back. I think we've missed that. So Cupcakes and Cocktails is back on the Friday.
I haven't spoken to the Cupcakes lady yet, though.
Yeah.
we need to call her.
So it might be Cocktails and Cocktails, but no one's going to be mad at that either way. And then we've got the Black Excellence Pop-Up Fest on the Saturday during the day, and then in the evening, the This Is River Masters Showcase. That's a dance showcase by my daughter's young dance company. It's their first dance showcase and launch. Then on Sunday, we have Quincy's event, and I'll let Quincy explain his event, and that will be to end the weekend.
Yeah, so on Sunday, as part of the Black Excellence and the Pop-Up Fest, I will be bringing my popular radio program, which is Comedy Lounge. We'll be doing it live, and it will be my opportunity to let people know that I will be winding myself off supreme, and I'll be doing other things. I won't be leaving, but I will be going in a different direction. And just for people to people come down, and I like to thank people who supported me in the year, like yourselves, who've found in the radio station, guests have been on. So today we have got Cat B, Slim, who's going to be as part of the clique. I'm waiting to hear back from Mr. Kane Brown, but he thinks he's nice now because he's had his little got his little podcast with Christopher Savage. You know what I mean? But back in the day, yeah, when my man's bank balance was weak, yeah, like call him, pick up the phone. That's what happens. You know when one of your fellow comedians or your peer group are going in the right direction. If you call them and it takes 2 days for them to call you back, yeah, they're making money.
Yeah, but I've noticed, because I've been watching them, and they call you lots of names. What I do like is that they call your name. They don't seem to forget people. They haven't yet, anyway. So they seem to be still very much down to earth, still cracking stupid joke, and still calling. That they were talking about Kat and you being able to fight the other day. One of the episodes.
Yeah, you know what? My son, everybody, every time they talk about me, it's always something to do with violence or something. Something to do with, it's always to do with violence or confrontations. So when I get on there, I have to set the record straight, because Christopher Savage said to me and Kane and Richard Blackwood, who was at Kane's 50th, big old man.
Right.
He goes, he wants, before a certain time, he wants to spar or have a boxing match with me, Kane, and Richard Blackwood.
He's not going to win. I don't understand. Like, Christopher's big in his mind, isn't it?
Yeah. I told you.
I just don't see how he's going to win. I saw him saying,
short man syndrome.
I will fight you. I will fight.
Where?
I told him I need my kneecaps, because that's the only thing you're punching.
Because you're going to be punching up my kneecaps. I love him, though. I think he is so cute. I love It's just the way he laughs makes me bust up. So when he just starts laughing, that's it. I'm finished. Like, I love him, but I don't think he can
If I
beat up you or Richard.
Do you know you get those boxers? You know boxers when they get the bag and they do that.
Yeah,
the bag.
That's what he doing to the kneecaps.
That would be him on my nuts.
Oh, later, black.
Not on your nuts.
What is happening?
That's the only way he's gonna reach. That's the only way he's gonna reach to me.
Oh, sorry.
That's the only way he's gonna be stand toe to toe with me. But anyway, yeah. So, I'm proud of those guys. They're doing great things. So I'm just waiting to hear back from Cam, and that'll be. And then, like I said, there's a few more surprises, and I'll be doing my stand up, and I'll be doing my game shows as well. So it'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's exactly what we stand for. We want to definitely on the Saturday incorporate a lot of youth. So any young entrepreneurs that you know out there that are doing their thing, want to showcase their brands, holla, because this is what it's all about. It's all about us collaborating. I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie. I've got a lot on. I've got, everyone here in this circle knows what's going on for me. But I've got a lot on, but I just felt like this was too much of an opportunity to pass up, and an opportunity for us to do something great and support each other. And I was there for I remember doing like a live and a video because I was there for like a 10-day exhibition, and it was predominantly Asian. And when I tell you these Asian people showed up and showed out for their community, there was queues of people around the door. They spent their money. They supported their people. They boycotted us, blatantly asked us what we were doing there. And I don't know if we'll be able to get tens of thousands. We're going to give it a good go. But I really want the community to come out and support this event, all of the different events, the youth event, Quincy's event, our event. Like, just come out and support it and support the different Black businesses, because we continue to be at the bottom of the economic food chain because we don't support each other enough. Yeah. So I really want to, we're really going to go as hard as we possibly can. Any of the vendors that come on, we're going to ask you to go hard because it's a joint venture. It's an us thing. It's not us. It's not our thing. It's for all of us. It's a community thing. So, you know what I mean? Let's just give it a good go. I'm looking forward to it, though. I'm not going to lie.
But and I can't see why it would be a success, just like our Asian counterparts. You know what I mean? Once it's marketed properly, and we put the words out and we ask people to share it on their platforms. You know what I mean? Do our interviews, support this. And get our tickets early. You know what I mean? All 3 days will be on point.
Yeah, Natalie. Oh, I think you're back. You're frozen again, but
you've been a mannequin challenge.
Out. It's when there's more than one person on the screen, because she was fine. We just done sound check to avoid this, because every live Natalie has technical issues, and we was just like, all right, let's do it before, and it was fine. As soon as it went live, then problems.
They might be doing work. Are they doing work by you, Nat? Sometimes when you get
this flat. I spoke to a neighbour yesterday, funnily enough. I was talking to her, and she's got poor internet as well.
Oh yeah.
So I'm starting to think that I think what someone told me, I think Amaze told me ages ago, that the StreamYard is dense, like it uses very strong, a lot of internet or Wi-Fi or data, whatever it is. And I don't think my internet can always hack it if there's more than one person on there, or if there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm going to try and change it.
Especially if you've got other people using devices as well, it slows it down. I found that out the hard way. The grandchildren. Sorry.
Yeah, honestly, I just want to lock them all up, tie them up until we're finished.
Not tie them up. You can't say these things on the live.
Yeah. For the sake of no bravado,
Miss Roya,
Yeah.
It's annoying. It's annoying.
All right. So on to our first topic. I'm going to play a little video from my little friend and fellow comedian. Let's have a look. And then you guys tell me what you think about this.
Oh, my people, what I'm saying is today is National Brace Yourself Day. Yeah? They are releasing over 5,000 to 7,000 prisoners in one time. Not just trickle. In one day, you're going to see at least 5,000 prisoners released. Okay? Now, it's not going to be the dangerous ones, the violent ones. So you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about violence. You have to worry about theft and crackheads, because that's who they're releasing, the crackheads. They're releasing all the crackheads back into society. Yeah. And they say it's to free up more spaces for when the crackheads reoffend, they could go back in to the spaces what they just free up. Yeah, I get it, what they're dealing with. Yeah, I do get it. And the next one, here's a killer one. They're sending them out knowing they don't have nowhere to live. So we have at least 3,000 people right now trying to live in your back garden shed. Yeah, that's what's going to happen right now. Yeah? So forget foxes. We've got crackheads on the loose. Okay? So that's what's going to be happening right now. Yeah, but it's to free up spaces because they need jail spaces. No, they're not going to build more prisons like how they're building, like they mashed up my petrol station and build flats there. They're not going to build flats. They're going to, they're not going to build new prisons. No, they're not going to do that. So we as the general public have to suffer. So Tesco's, brace yourself. Asda, Poundland,
He's
Greg's.
busting up.
He always busts up at his own thing.
Bro, a storm is coming.
So, Quince.
He never told you that 4,000 were his brethren.
I'm done.
Listen, I bet people come for me. They're going to come for me. I've got enough enemies out here. No,
Do you know what? I was watching some of the clips today when they were releasing people. Right. And they had some of the camera crew outside Wandsworth. Right. And one of the few times I see all of the camera equipment bolted down to the concrete when the men were getting released. And this was right. They're actually releasing man knowing they've got nowhere to go. And some of them, one of them guys said that prison was my own. He's got nowhere to go. And they're talking about I'm telling you, they're talking about putting some of the prisons up in hotels. So you imagine, right? You will have a nice
sense then.
Imagine you and your partner will go away for a dirty weekend and you've got freaking
a bag of crackheads in the hotel next to you.
Immigrants, homeless. You know what I mean? And it's like, I just want to go away for a piece. They've got to redo that Premier Inn advert. Henry, you got to redo it.
What's your thoughts on this, ladies? What do you think?
Boy,
it's the fact that they've got no plan for me.
Yeah, they're just gonna just release a bunch of people from prison, just like that, to put them where.
And so go on, find your feet.
Yeah, like
if you're supposed to be reducing crime as well, and you put people and set them up to fail.
Wow.
Then there's got to be a bigger agenda to this. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I really do believe that you don't just free up spaces if you're not going to fill them up with something. And I think that after that October budget, when that kicks in, there's like, oh, that's what it was for. Something is happening. Why would you release? No, it don't make no sense whatsoever. And I would do what some states in America did when the immigrants came over the border. What one of the governors did he got them all in coaches, and he shipped them outside Democrats' houses, the Democrats delegates' houses, and he left them on, and they left them on the lawn. That's what I was, because when they get released, they're not going Knightsbridge. You know what I mean? They're not going to like the leafy suburbs of Surrey. They're coming in the hood. They're coming into the hood. You know what I mean? So it's like there'll be people today or tomorrow, old people, queuing up and goes, oh, this queue for this post office is a bit long, isn't it? You got crackhead Jane queuing for something. It's not good.
Apparently, they released a domestic violence offender, even though they said they weren't going to release domestic violence offenders. Phyllis says.
But they're gonna.
Yeah, they've done it already.
They've done it already.
Yeah, released it. Yeah. You imagine that you was your what's the thing, neighborhood watch, and your evidence
watch.
And that your evidence has shocked certain man. You know what I mean? You know, you get the witnesses who said, yeah, I saw him. He was doing it. It was at 2:45 and it was on a Sunday. He was wearing a red hat. Yeah. And that same man's being released, coming straight back to your house to bust your head.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This country is, do you know what I mean? It's weird. I don't know. Like one of my childhood, he's like a brother to me. We grew up together. And 7 years ago, he immigrated to Colombia. And he's really helped me to dispel some myths about it in my head. Because when you think about Colombia, you think about narco and these drug rings and all these things. It's not like that. He said, actually, they frown upon it because the drugs really mashed up Colombia and they've spent a long time building it back. But he was saying your money's long out there. Cost of living is cheap, and the food is fresh. And it just sounds like such a great life because I don't know what's going on with our government. Like, just as you think to yourself, because like K-Stam, I think you said it to me, Nat, that you don't like him because he's more left-wing than he thinks he is, kind of thing. He's not as, liberal as he might want to think. He's more conservative. But then some of the policies that he's put out in terms of, like, for instance, if you want to file a discrimination case with the tribunal, you've got 3 months and a day. He's extended that because sometimes it takes longer than 3 months and a day to wrap your head around what's actually happening. So I liked that. I like the fact that it isn't you have to be in the job for 2 years continuous service before you can file a complaint. It can be from day one now. So just as you think, all right, your government has some sense, they then turn around and do something like this. So I don't know, because it's like you said, the Quince, they're not going to Knightsbridge. It's going to be us that are affected, people who live in the urban or inner city areas. It's us that are going to be affected. It ain't going to be them.
And I live in the suburbs. I live in Forest upon Gate.
Get on. The ghettoist.
Natalie Brooks said the money has run out to look after the inmates.
Yes, right, yeah. There's no money in the pockets. And right now, really, our government they're not saying it, but when we used to go to our parents for pocket money, they ain't got no money. Man ain't got no money. That's how government's saying.
I think as well, like, I think all those policies that they said, as soon as, remember, it's like the second day they were in and they released all these amazing policies they were putting in. I think those were released as a buffer for the October budget and for all the next fuckery that's going on. Right. So, sweet you up with some good news and think, no, they're really about the people. So that when they come hit you upside your head with this bullshit, which is wild, and the October budget, which he said he's willing to be the bad guy for, you're going to think, yeah, but you know what? They're doing all this. They are for the people, but it's like, when you're weaving and creating a narrative, you've got to really not miss a beat, and you've got to start from ground zero. So it's not paranoia, it's that they have to move carefully. They know that they're coming in and people are looking at Labour as the saviour of the people. So they got to tread carefully. So in order to restore people's faith, both in them and government, but still do what they need to do, they're going to buff you up with the things that don't really affect them, like the employment law, this, the that, the that. But the bits where it's going to hurt, you know, everyone and people with money and people without. Do you know what I mean? The big things that they're going to do that's still equally going to affect us. They come and told us after that, after they kind of sweetened you up with all the things that they're doing for you, and then said, you know, that I'm willing to be the bad guy for the sake of the country. And I get it, because the previous government have made such a cock up, but I don't even think it's a cock up. I don't think it's a mismanagement of money. These are wealthy people. It's greed. And it was a government that was never built. That government is conservative. It was never for the people. So they were always going to mismanage our funds.
Right. Have party and all these things. That's what they do.
Never for us. Never for us. Oh, yeah, it's mad.
Richard Blackman said, wow, Charlene, I haven't been called by my full name in years. He also says the ghetto first. Oh, Gary said, where you get Gary? About you in the comments.
Block him.
Did you say block him? Yeah. You can't block our gal. You're mad. I can't block our Gary. When we need him next week, boy.
Block him till he comes on about your writing message.
That's
and you should be on here.
Don't have the space to house the new prisoners. If you serve some time as a punishment, it's better than serving no time for new criminals. Justice needs to be done. Well,
I don't even know if it's just mismanagement of everything. They don't have space, they don't have houses, they don't have money, because they've been pissing it up on parties for people that can't dance. So make that make sense.
People that can't dance.
It's just stupid. They subcontract everything to themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just been a complete. It's not mismanaged, because mismanaged means it's an accident.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an accident, and I don't think it's a cock up. They were doing what served them, and that's it. But it just means it's just fucked up for everyone else after that. But I don't think it's mismanagement. I don't think it's an accident. I don't think it's poor judgment. I think it's what they did. They didn't give a shit. They're not worried about Natalie in Canning Town when they're thinking about their budget. They don't care.
Yeah.
They were worried about Natalie in Canning Town when they want to build something through your house.
They can come and chat to me then.
It's scary. What's Gary saying? Hang on. There's only 89k spaces and they're at 88.5 now. But what does that tell you? If the crime rate has gone up so dramatically.
But the thing is, as well,
it's going to go up even more.
It's going to be a madness. My guy, my friend. Yeah, of course it is. My friend came here. He said, you know, everyone's talking about Colombia and it's so dangerous. He said, in the 7 years I've been out there, I've never been pickpocketed. He come here, they pickpocket him, take away wallet. And, do you know what I mean? And he was like, what about McClough? Imagine. Yeah. So, but that pickpocketing cost them, they got £15 or something like that, because he blocked all of his cards, so they didn't get to do anything with his card. But his travel visa, like to get in and out of the country, that gives him his residency, and his ID was in that wallet.
Right.
In order for him, Yeah, in order for him to get back into the country, he has to go and get another embossed type thing from a solicitor to get back into Colombia, and that costs 700 quid.
Wow.
So
affidavit.
Yeah.
Affidavit.
Do you know what I mean? T Smooth, good evening, my lovely. He said the Tory strategy raped the coffers for 14 years, and now Robin Hood Labour are left to repair the damage. Hopefully. I don't think they are. I want to believe that. I want to hope that, but I'm not convinced.
The bottom line is that, as the saying goes, doesn't matter what wing it is, left or right wing, they're all from the same birds. You know what I mean? All the same birds. And these guys, as much as they sit in opposition, do you know what really highlighted where our MPs and our governments are? Yeah, how they look at us as people, and I say us, the general public.
Yeah.
When the Grenfell inquiry happens, did you see how many people, when Keir Starmer apologised for the government's fault for the Grenfell, do you know how much people was in the house, in the Parliament? A handful. But right. how the cameras put it, people left before the announcement, like it was the last record at the rave. That's how much people left. People left. They left that Parliament like Nigel B was going to play the last record. Nigel B was signing in, and Special Touch was about to kick it off. And he went, "Oh no, it's all right, time to go." No, I'm joking. No. If you look at anything to do with knife crime, anything to do with public disasters, there's hardly no one in Parliament, and that shows you how much respect, right, they have, because they never say Labour, as we've grown up, it was a working class, everyday individual. The unions, they catered for the unions.
Right.
Labour isn't that no more. Labour is just a red version of Conservatives now. And when Keir Starmer and people like him speak about the British people, he is speaking to the rich, nobody else.
I
would just put it out there to anybody. If your pocket's a bit low, teeth steak while you can.
Not teeth steak. Well, there's going to be a bag of teeth in Guardian right now, and they've let them out just in time for Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a madness. But then I suppose, can 7,000 people really have that much of an impact on the country? What do we think?
Yeah, the wind rushed it
in the right areas. Yeah.
Yeah. All I know, if you're on Universal Credit and they say to you, right, we've got a job for you in security, think twice.
The get to go first. Straight.
Real talk, man.
You know what I mean? Oh, Chuck. Second topic, you guys wanted to talk about. Quincy mentioned, I didn't know anything about this. Did you lot hear anything about Tyrese being arrested for child support?
Tyrese who?
Gibson.
The singer?
Yeah.
I know he's always beefing with Giel and exes, but I've never listened to it.
One woman, yeah.
One or two?
One.
Okay.
His ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I never pay attention to it. I never pay attention to it.
He's been arrested, yeah? He got arrested today, right? And he is currently, right now, his refusal to pay child maintenance, right? And I'm going to let you know the amount of money he's been asked to pay, right? So he got arrested for refusing to send child support to the mother of his child. And he's been ordered to pay £73,800 $500. That's just for him to get the key to unlock the door.
How much is he worth?
He never paid for his kids.
No, he's paid for them, but what it is that his ex-wife has wanted more money, and they are literally trying to wrangle every job he has done since Coca-Cola advert or Pepsi advert. Was it Pepsi? It's Pepsi, isn't it? Yeah. So they're going back to say, well, you're worth this. You earn these and these on these shows, these movies, and this is what my pet hate is. Every man should be in a position to support his child. I'm going to say emotionally first before financially. Yeah, right. Because emotions go a far longer way. There are circumstances where there's some men who might not be in a financial position, right, to support their kids, all right? Isn't it funny? And Natalie's frozen at the right moment, and her face is fixed, like she's going to say, "You fuck idiot."
I can see her mouth is still moving. She's eating.
Her face is twisted. Anyway, up there. You know when your parents say, "If you keep your face on and the wind blowing, you're gonna stick there." Yeah. So what my issue with that is, this has gone beyond child support. This is now vindictive, and like him being in a cell or prison. How's that benefiting his daughter?
I think he should be in prison.
I
don't think he should be in prison. I would ask, how old's the daughter? Because has the mum spent 73 grand? If she hasn't, why does he have to?
He went from
the daughter's
because of what he earns, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's worth.
Yeah, but I think it should be based on need. Do you need 70 blood clot grand? Like, it's greed more time in these things.
It's lifestyle. It's the same thing with the Man City Kyle Walker when the judge threw it out. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, we have people who want to live, and it is women, but there's some men who are jumping in now. Huh?
It's like, go the fuck and get it then. It just annoys me.
They are. That money is for a lifestyle, nothing else.
These times, some people can't even get jelly from their baby dad, and you're worried about £73,000. You can't even get a pot of Hartley's jelly. Oh, please.
Hartley's, you know, not even shop brand. Yeah, see that. That's the reason why she couldn't say Tesco or Sainsbury brand. Hartley's. Not even Robinsons. She went Hartley's, the posh shaped one.
If I get my Tesco jelly, they'd be like, "Bitch, you eat it."
I ain't gonna lie to you. Hartley's is good though. Hartley's is good.
It is, but it's not necessary. I don't think you should think, do you know what, that's going to be my cash cow and that's it. I'm not going to do nothing because he's got the money, so I'm not doing nothing. I don't believe in dads that don't support their child or live good and then their kids don't live good. I don't believe in that. But I also don't believe in thinking that you've got a cash cow because the man's got the money, get your ass up and go and do something. And if you can't provide that, I just think you're going to put the man in prison for that so that you can live a certain lifestyle.
But what you have to understand, what pisses me off as well is that they're allowed to get away with it from the courts that actually give them that, you know, that can justify she's getting. Not say he's not paying nothing, he's paying. Then you want to go back to court again to get more money because I think she was like for like $20,000 a month for what? She's 5 years of age. He's already doing his part as a parent emotionally and financially. And now you want £20,000 for a lifestyle. Like you said, I met you in a $12 dress. You said you wasn't interested in the limelight and everything else. You married for X amount of years. You won't take me to court. You're getting money. You can't say you're not getting money. You are getting money, and now you want something so much excessive. Well, she's getting is it 10,000? 10,000 she was getting. Was it Chris or was it a bit more than that?
No, it was 73,000.
No, a month. What was he
No,
paying
how
a
much
month?
does she get a month already?
Oh, about 30.
Is it
$30,000, and she wants more.
I thought it was less. I thought after the last thing I read, I'm sure she was going for 20, and he was saying, "I've never paid 20,000."
What the fuck does a 5-year-old need $20,000 dollars a month for? That don't make no sense.
Right, and that's what he said. And that's the thing. It's not a case of what my point is, the fact that they're allowed to get away with it. All right, yes, they earn money, and then they've got a lifestyle. They've built themselves a lifestyle. When you were with them, yeah, you had that lifestyle. You're no longer with them, and like it says, as long as you're financially looking after your child and not taking a mick, why are you now taking the piss and being allowed to do so? That's what pisses me off. Because come on, even if it's your lifestyle, that's still a lot.
So what about this then? Yeah, because I always believe in a compromise. So my children's mum, I'm this big making money comedian, and I'm earning a bag of money. Yeah.
Are you?
But we break up.
I'm joking.
And we break up. I would say, you know what? As you've got a child or children for me, I wouldn't want to move that child from that home. Yeah, I would say, right, it'd be my responsibility. Stay in the house. I will contribute towards the bills, but let me do my thing in it. Let me do my thing. So I think that the minimum any guy should do is at least maintain, if they've got a property, where the child is.
But what if they're working? What if your child mum is in a very good job and doesn't need it? What would you still feel the need to do that?
No, we can negotiate. No, right. So then we can negotiate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can negotiate. But I'm only speaking about familiarity. Like, keep the child in the same environment. You know what I mean? So don't just say, well, do you know what? Sell up the house, and now because you both can't afford it, you end up with the 5,000 people who left prison. In a Premier Inn.
Oh,
you know what I mean? But yeah, I totally agree. Like I said, and it's, do you know what's on the increase in America? I don't know if it's happened over here, but men. So I know Sherry Shepherd, Mary J. Blige, Monique. Yeah. These women are paying.
Halle Berry.
Is Halle Berry doing as well?
Halle Berry, has to pay child support or
as a man
support.
As a man, I tell you, I look at every single one of them men, and I will call them straight pussy holes. I mean, it's bad enough that a woman takes money off you anyway, but that should be the duties of man. But if you live your life like Mary J. Blige's husband said, she ain't only supporting him, she's supporting his family.
Kids.
What?
And his son.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cheeky guy.
I tell you, I want Mary J. Blige to adopt me as a brother, because he would have got
it. One of her daughters complained because she was sleeping in her car and complained that she never reached out to her. But even when they were together, you didn't like her. So why am I reaching out to you for? There was never really that much of a stepmom daughter bond, and she tried. But now me and your dad are together. You want me to reach out to you because you think that I know you're living out of your car and I should be doing more. You're not my child. And when I was with your dad, you didn't want to talk. You was really interested in me. Now you want to call my name for what? Go about your business.
Wasn't that Dr. Dre's daughter?
No. This is one of his daughters.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So it explains Tyrese's behaviour, because this hasn't just come like the other day. This has been going on for a long while. Mm-hmm. And he's broken down in his lives and stuff like that. And I think ultimately, like, the world or America, there's so money oriented, money.
It is. It's too much.
Yeah, it's like none of them I would say, bar Tyrese, when he's going through it, none of them are thinking about the effects of what's going on to their charge. None of them are.
You know? No, not at all.
Yeah. But
not at all.
When we briefly spoke earlier, you were saying that a lot of these guys go for a particular look.
Yes.
So do you think it's that high? Because it's not as if there's not good women out there. We have this conversation in Bravado all the time. Like I was watching comments between two members, and one member said to the other member, it's like you hate women. And this was one particular guy that it was said to, but some of the comments, when you read them, it does appear that we are very much disliked by our counterparts. However, I think that women can be responsible, like need to take accountability for choosing the wrong type of guy, and guys need to take accountability for choosing the wrong type of girl. So, and then we kind of paint the whole everybody, well, all women are fuckery. Well, no, actually, there are good women out there that are not greedy, but you've gone for the Instagram model and the high maintenance chick, and then you get vexed when she fleeces you. Like,
that's right. I think
it's bizarre to me.
There's a lot of guys, they go for, they don't recognize that woman who you've met at 25, between 25 and 30 or whatever, is going to go to 60, 70. They're looking at, oh, my girl's banging, or how the world looks at their girl, or how she looks in the magazine. Do you know what? I've gone on dates, right, and I've specifically gone and I've taken women to cats just to see their reaction.
Right.
I've met a woman and I was, you want to get some lunch, or we're going to go something to eat? She goes, oh, yeah. I've gone to a greasy calf just to see their reaction.
See, I would order an omelette and chips.
That's it. Done.
But what are the reactions that you've gotten?
I've got a couple with like, they don't say nothing. They look at the knives and the forks. Yeah, look at the glass, and then look around the surroundings. That's telling me, in my time of need, when I need you, or big things go like going, it's like, and I need a little full English or a bit of toast. Yeah. You can't do that. Because not everything's going to be.
You need someone to be down to earth, basically. When good time, because life is just life. So life be lifing, boy. Right now, I'm saying to Charlene the other day, I'm a girl that's always got money. I make my money, and things are a little bit lean at the moment, and it's freaking humbling. But it's life. It happens. You're up, you're down. You're up, you're down.
That's when you see the true people, though, isn't it?
Well, that's when you do see the true people. You're up, you're down, but you've got to be able to weather storms in this your life, because it just is the way it's made up. And it's taken me nearly 50 years to accept that. Like, why is life like this? It's so bizarre. As soon as you get comfortable, whoosh, it's literally like snakes and ladders.
Yeah.
But that's how it is on planet Earth. And you have to know how to navigate through all of the peaks and troughs. And you need someone able to do that with you in your romantic situation as well as in your friendships. When shit hits the fan and your friends jump ship and start chatting you into enemy them, then they're not your circle. It's just not. That's not who you need to be around. So it's weird, man.
If your friends if your people then hold you down when the rough has got rough, and be like, okay, we know the situation when things are good. You know what? Right now we're on a hump. We just need to get over the hump. Once we got over it, then we're nice. But right now the hump is a bit high. But we're gonna climb it. We're gonna get over it, and we're gonna go smooth again. But if you can't get me over that hump, you better hump off. I need you.
Not hump off.
You need to hump off.
You know what they say, because life is very up and down, and I used to think to myself,
it's weird.
Why is it like this? Like, you get over something, you have 2 little minutes of grace, and then it's something else. But then one thing on this example I think is so good. It said, when you're in the hospital, if you're in the hospital and you're on a life support machine, the only way they know you're alive is when the streamer's going like this. Yeah.
All right.
As soon as it goes like that, you're dead. That's
well, why can't it just go like that and let me just be like in a hammock somewhere and have a dead life in a hammock?
And I think it's because life is like a journey, and there's no long journey like that unless you're getting off the P&O ferry. You're driving through France.
Don't you think some people have a rougher ride than others?
100%. But I think so. I think some people go through a harder. No, I know some people go through a harder life than others, and that I don't understand. I think with some.
Oh man, she's frozen.
Can you hear me?
Oh, you're back now. Go on.
Yeah, I think sometimes with some people it may be decisions. Some people it's just unfortunate, and we just like, what is happening? And we don't know why. Some people it might be the people you're around. Some people might not have had a good start in life, and it's just trickled. Some people might have had one thing happen to them, and it's just like had a domino effect. There's so many different reasons why, and then I feel like the journey is the learning experience.
Yeah.
So with each experience that you encounter, how you manage it, how you get through it, and how you. But sometimes it's like, I'm done with school.
I get you, but at the same time, I think it sounds cruel, but it's like the more you go through, I think the more it makes you strong, because it's, especially if you're going through different types of things throughout your life. So you kind of think, okay, if you've got, say for example, you've got 15 people around you, and every time you go through something, you see them dropping off, because you see that someone once said to me, someone's first reaction is their only reaction that I'm seeing. It doesn't make a difference. Okay, because somebody might react to something and they look at your face to see, okay, how are you going to respond? But if you have 15 people around you, and say 5 to 10 years, from 15, you've now only got 4, for example, that just proves to you those are your 4. If your life just kind of, withers them out.
Yeah, I agree.
It just totally withers you out. So where you thought you had people, actually you don't, because until you're dead, you're always going to be going through something. But you need to know, okay, how many things am I going to go through where it's going to show me who is really going to hold on to him, be like, no, I ain't going nowhere. We're gonna fight this out. We're good. And some people are like, boy, you know what? It's a bit too much for me. I can't take your up and down, or your mood swings, or whatever, or something's always going on for you. And then some people, I wanted to go for that ride with you.
Yeah.
But it's life. It's life thing. It happens.
I mean, it's an old age sort of argument, and I put it up on my page the other day about loyalty, and like when you read it in the big groups and the comments, like people are literally split. Some people are like, to expect me to not speak to your friends, because you're not speaking, because to expect me to stop speaking to your enemies rather because you're not speaking to them is childish and And then the other half are like, well, nah, I can't trust you to sit at my table if you're sitting at the table with my enemies. And I think the same goes for relationships. Loyalty is very important. It goes for relationships and it goes for friendships. And I was just basically saying, like, we're not in school, so no one's saying go out there and make enemies with people that you're enemies with, but don't make friends with them either. It just makes no sense to me. It just doesn't. Find the middle ground and work.
And work with it.
You know what I mean? But
bye.
I don't know. It's just what you expect out of life, and I guess for me, like there's been quite a few kind of changes for me in my personal life and people that I've had around me. And as Philly says, quality over quantity, and it just is what it is. And I think what this season is teaching me is that there's just always a season. So season, lifetime. And, you know,
you need someone that can weather all those seasons, though. And the problem is, the problem is, if someone's in it for an ulterior, if someone's in something for an ulterior motive, or it's literally for what they can get, you can always tell if someone's with you for their prime benefit or for what they can get. Because when things are hard for you and you can't give what you can, the vibe changes. So when you can't usually give as much of yourself or your money or your time or whatever it is that you're giving that you usually can, the vibe will change. And that's when you know that a lot of the time, someone's not really there for you. They're there for what you bring.
Can
but
offer.
Not you as the person. Because no matter what you bring, you are still you. So if you love someone, you love someone and you hold them down at the hard times and you hold them thingy. But when you're with someone as a matter of convenience or for what they can offer, when they can't offer it, you don't like them.
Yeah.
Or you're turned off. Or you're not really like... The only thing I can't get with is an intentional bum.
Yeah.
You can't be an intentional bum with no intent, no aspiration, and no intention of bettering yourself if you're in a hard time, or no solution, nothing. Like, do you know what I mean? I do it. No builder beds.
Don't build a bed.
And you've always got the what's your patience when you've got a guy who's literally doing all what he can do to better himself, but he's just the luck's not rubbing on the side of the green, and then you get someone. And what happened?
Well, we're not together.
Next subject.
But that's not because of that.
Been there on this screen as well. I've been
there, but we're not there because of that. We're there because I sometimes think that down in your luck place, even though I was there for you, or the times that you was less or felt less than a person, I felt like there was a lot of projection going on and a lot of insecurity in general as a person, and obviously that turned into other things and other issues, and that's where
towards you. So sometimes help me, because I dated a guy that I made more money than. I helped him to buy his car, and he drove around his next woman in it. So
so it's not like we're not down for the calls. And we don't not down for the calls. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? Like, you help your guy. You go through periods. Everyone goes through life. So you're gonna help your guy, especially if you believe he's a good guy and you're in it for the long haul. You are gonna help him, but you want to help him.
How do you know he drove his next woman in it?
Because she told me.
Told you? Oh, wow.
She told me. Yeah, we had a good ponderosa. I was really proud of how we handled that situation, her and I. We didn't do what females normally do, which is go for each other. We just exchanged notes, and I was very clear moving forward, and it helped.
You didn't meet her in that Facebook group, did you?
No.
But
that Facebook group. Am I dating the same guy?
Group is entertainment. No. I love it.
I've never heard of it. What is it?
I'll tell you after, because it's a secret. You're not supposed to talk about it.
It's all over social media. It's all over social media. Everyone's talking about it.
I just love people I know on there. And when I say people I know, not people that I date or nothing like that, because I don't date. But I mean, I love seeing people that I know. Sometimes I've seen friends of mine on there, and I'm like,
Do you know what? It's called Are We Dating the Same Guy? So why do I see men in it?
Because that's not a rule out nowadays. It's not a rule out. I think there's a lot of downloads that goes on, mate. A lot of it. Pass me that biscuit there, please. I'm hungry.
Yeah. I think I might get the same guy. Is the British version of Pop the Balloon.
Oh,
no, it's not. It's not. Have you seen the Yardie one of Pop the Balloon?
No. That's not even Pop the Balloon. That's not even Pop the Balloon. That's not even Pop the Balloon.
I don't even know what you're lot are talking about. And I'm laughing.
Pop the Balloon is basically a Israel-Palestine version of Blind Date.
Oh, don't.
It's militant. I wouldn't go on there for love nor money. You actually could pay him to stand there and someone and pop their balloon. Like, we're not doing that.
What? No, basically to the one where the guy says your body looks like it was done by a surgeon that came from Sheen.
Not Sheen.
I was actually I nearly choked.
There was another one.
Shit out of each other.
It's so the Jamaica one is so hood. Have you seen the one with the guy that walks on with the thing of his face?
Oh,
I'm gonna watch it. I haven't seen none of it. You don't know I live in my own little bubble.
I was like, no.
Do you know what? It showed me? Yeah. Right. Nat, have you seen it, Nat?
No, I haven't seen that one. No.
Right. So do you remember that program, Dating in the Dark?
Yes.
And then you get to know the person's personality.
Yeah.
And then so I get to know them, you like them and all that kind of stuff. And then you turn on the light and they look like Quasimodo. Yeah. All right. Right. So this brother come on with a sock over his like a balaclava over his head. And he had a wife beater on. He looked decent enough body. Yeah, looked like took care of himself. No woman popped the balloon. That just lets you know that people are physical. Women don't like to admit it, but you're physical. Yeah. Because no one popped the balloon. When the brother lift up the thing, even I was like,
yeah.
I went in the kitchen, blew up a balloon, and burned.
No, but
it was nice looking then.
No, it was okay. But what killed it for him? He should have just shaved off the whole of his head. He was holding on to his hair.
Yeah,
and there, bruv, you're already messed up. Just take it off. When he's talking,
he looked like he survived the fire.
He had locks that were literally blocking out. What if you gotta call them locks?
No lips.
A lot of receding dreads, they always do it. Just hold on to the locks. I don't get it.
He never. If he didn't have his head like that, he would have got away with it. But that made it even worse. It was a wrap.
Right. Which leads us nicely onto our last topic. Let me see if I can find it. So let me share my screen. I can't remember how to do this. Feels like I haven't done it for ages. Share screen. Share screen. Is it this one?
I might do a pop the balloon at Black Excellence to see what we see.
Oh my god! Can you imagine?
Let me see if this is the right one.
Maybe a fight.
You better have security there.
You better have security. Nobody come pop down our brand and just stripping this, Quincy. All right. So, saying that women are physical, we got this inbox. So, It says, "Hi, Trisha. I trust you and Natalie and the NB team are well. I know... Oh, by the way, my name is spelled Tricia. It's like, why does everyone do that? But anyhow, I know you lot can be savage, but I guess that's what I need right now. I like this guy. I think he's very honest and he takes accountability.
Do you know who it is? You don't say it, but do you know who it is? Did it come up who it was?
Yeah, but I don't know him. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you can't send an anonymous message in Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I don't know him. So every now and then I might check my requests. and there's a bag of them in the requests that I just haven't had a chance to go through. But this one I just thought was interesting. So anyway, I trust you and Natalie. You, Natalie, and the NB team are well. I know you lot can be savage, but I guess that's what I would need right now. But for this reason, I want to remain anonymous. I also don't want to embarrass my wife. I'm a black man who's been married to a black woman for 5 years. Recently, she started wearing her natural hair after years of using relaxers. And I must admit, I'm struggling to adjust. I love her deeply, but I realize now that I've been conditioned to prefer a certain look, and I'm ashamed of how it's affecting our intimacy. How can I work through these feelings and fully support her in embracing her natural beauty? As I said, I love my wife deeply and do not want to hurt her. I have thought about going to counselling, as this is definitely a me issue, but I know I'm not the only black man that feels this way. I need honest opinions on how to get through the intimacy part of this, as I don't want her to think I'm having sex with anyone else.
Natalie was rolling her eyes like a crocodile eating food, boy.
No. It's because the kids. Just quickly, my cat's on heat. So she's doing a madness and chatting shit, and the kids have taken her out the room because she's obviously trying to just do up everybody. So they've thrown her out the room so she can come in here and make all the noise in the planet. I'm just like, why would they put her in here? But she's stressing them out. You know how she does.
Yeah,
I wonder if
she abuses me all the time.
I wonder if it's a cat version of being so technically you're cop blocking the cat.
No,
the cat thinks it's a dog and tries to shag humans. Like, I don't go to Natalie's house anymore. The cat sexually abuses me. It's fucking wild. I've never experienced something like this in my life. Not from a cat. You'd expect it from a dog, but not from a cat. The cat lays on the floor, rolls about in front of me. It tries to hump my leg. It's weird. I've never experienced it in my life. Like, I just think they just snipped or something, whatever it is, the female version of it.
Yeah, it's stressful, and she don't shut up as well.
Mike says, "For fuck's sake, man." Well, can we just talk about Mike's first chat picture? Like, what are you trying to do?
I don't lie to you. You know this guy, Mike. Mike's profile picture looks like a 90s R&B album cover.
He'll cuss us, you know. I don't even want no smoke from him.
Mike's out there. That's a Tinder profile, man.
But the girls them love him up. That's why he does it, because the girls them.
Yeah, I know. He's you can tell in his eyes.
I know that there's a few of them in No Bravado that have been calling for us to do some dating thing because they all want to get at Mike. I'm sure that's what it is. But anywho, what do you lot think of the last scenario?
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, go for it. Because it's not just what I liked about this. Sorry, Quincy, before you go. What I liked about this message is that it's not everyone has like a physical attraction, right? Mm-hmm. So that goes without saying. Men are more visual than I think women are, for a start. But I'm echoing in someone's background. But I liked that he took accountability and that he was honest. I don't think he's the only one either. I think going back to what we were saying about Tyrese, he went for that glamour puss looking girl. Except you've got to pay the big money. So go on, you can start, Quince, now.
Right. So when he says that he's used to his missus a certain way, she's gone natural. Mm-hmm. So you could rock natural in all different kind of ways. So if she's looking like, so if he met her and she was looking like the glam puss, like the Tyrese's that meet on a regular basis, that's how he met her. And then all of a sudden she looks like the woman from Colour Purple. Yeah.
But why is going natural got to look like the woman from Colour Purple?
That's a 3 a.m. That's a 3 a.m. No woman, I don't care how Chris you are, no woman looks Chris at 3-4 in the morning.
No, but natural can take all different forms. It just depends. Everyone here is natural today. Everyone. It's all different. But as black people,
these are highlights.
I know you've got your lock extensions.
Not lock extensions.
Lock extensions.
But that's what I love about
lock extensions.
And you know really funny what Natalie just said, yeah? There were guys out there, right? They start twisting their hair, and then by the weekend, like, I don't know, looking like Damon Marley. Yeah, he grows quick. Lock extensions are worse than extensions. Because you're disrespecting yourself and ya.
The fakery, isn't it?
But what I was saying is, with black people, what I love about black people is there's not any one natural look. Yeah?
No.
And that's what I love about us. So everyone here is natural right now on this stage, but it looks all different and none of it looks bad. How? We have that power. And I think that's why I think it's a cognitive thing. People don't sit back to take back and realize that. But because we've been programmed in a way to think a certain way or a certain thing, do you know what I mean? But if you actually sat back and clocked it, it's conditioning. It's literal conditioning.
And he says that. I just prefer he just doesn't like Afro hair.
And that's honest. That's what I liked about him. At least he was honest about it. Whereas some guys will pretend that it's not a problem for them or they don't, but they will run a natural girl all day. They run you if you're natural.
They're not trying to talk to them either.
Yeah, they're not trying to talk to them. Run you if you're natural. Run you if you're wearing weave. Run you if you're not. Sometimes as a woman as well, especially with black men.
I reckon there's more to it than the natural look. I think that his partner might have lost weight. The image and the body, the physical side of how he met her and dated her as time has gone. I'd be interested to know if he's got children with her.
Yeah. I was okay with his honesty, but I find majority of the time someone's honesty tells me your true colors, and it may not be a good true color. It may be a horrible true color, because in real life, whether your woman has perm the hair or not, we're not born with our hair relaxed. We are born with natural hair. We choose to relax it or perm it or curl it, perm, whatever. Your hair is natural. So your wife is going to literally have natural hair. So for me, it's a case of, if that's only your biggest problem, what is it do you love about her? Because it's just aesthetic. That's all it is. If you turn around and says, if your wife turns and says to you, okay, she met you at 20, at 30 years of age, you got a bit of a stomach. At 40 years of age, you're looking pregnant. Okay, cool. That might be a reason to think, need to sort something out here, because that's not how I met you. But then as life goes on, things change. For you to then turn around and say, well, you have a problem with her natural hair, apart from her hair, what made you fall in love with her? What
visuals is a big part of it for men.
I heard it's a big part, but if on the flip side of it, if she got ill and she lost her hair through illness, would that still affect how you looked at her? Because that's another thing that can happen. I mean, when I lost my hair, that's the first thing. It makes you feel very insecure because you have nothing, and you're thinking, okay, you get panicked. You think, do people look at me the same way? You know, and that's how she mostly thinking. You want to wear your natural hair. You're obviously fed up preparing it or wearing wigs or weaves or whatever. And now, yes, okay, it will change it. But then that's a conversation that she would have had with her husband or partner and say, how do you feel about me not having my hair pressed? Just out of interest. But to say
but if he said no, then what?
If he said no, at least I'm saying at least you would know. But they say, okay, why? Because if you're wanting to change from having natural hair for whatever reason, because you're just fed up of being in the hairdressers for how many hours each month or whatever not, and you want to wear natural and it's going to affect him, then yeah, ask him why and to find out. Okay,
but are you going to be willing to accept the answer he gives you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The truth.
It doesn't sound like it though, does it? Because if we're saying that, no, in a word, because you want to change your hair, you've asked your guy, what do you think if I go from wearing wigs and weaves? Do you know what, babe? The relaxers, you can't relax your hair when you're pregnant, for a start. No, exactly. Yeah. The relaxers, the chemicals are so dangerous for us. It's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? There's so many health risks. Like, even when you go to get Expressions hair, it says like on the packet, non-contaminated hair. Yeah. So even just the hair to put on your hair for extensions are full of chemicals and all kinds. It's dangerous. So even if she said to him, I don't want to do this anymore, I just want to wear my natural hair and I don't want to subscribe to the weaves and the wigs because for health reasons, I just want to embrace my natural beauty. And he turns around and he says, even if you give him all of these reasons, and he says, babe, honestly, I'll support you, but I love the way you look. It turns me on. And I'm not sure I like afro hair. What's your next move?
I'm like, okay, so can we compromise and maybe me hot comb my hair then? Have days where, because there's days where I'm not going to want to have natural hair. Yeah. No, but no hair left. CJ Walker days are done. But yeah, go on. No, but I would want you to be honest. Do you know what I mean?
But he was honest, and everyone ate him up.
But the thing is, he
was honest.
But if that's the only thing, but what say to you? What is it? What else is attracting?
But attraction, a big part of attraction for men is the way we look. So, like, this is just hair. I remember a guy saying to me,
"I personality myself personally."
Some people do, but I remember the guy he saying to me once, like just off the record, he was just saying to me, "I'm going to choose my words carefully," but his wife. I love my wife, but she's put on a lot of weight. And he said, you know, when it starts to fold around the knees, that's unattractive. I don't like that. How am I meant that? I mean,
no, but
I say fold around the knees.
Yeah. The fat around the back of the knees.
See,
that's not a good look.
Yeah,
no. When it gets to that point, before it even gets to there, you need to talk to your partner, male or female.
So what's the difference between
that? I can't see your kneecaps. Issue.
What's that? He said, if I can't see your kneecaps, it's an issue. But what's the difference between that and what this guy's saying about her hair?
Good question.
And you know what it is as well? I reckon it's more than hair. I reckon it's to do with body shape as well. Because you can have natural hair. But there's enough, man. If your body is on point, a man would dismiss that.
Okay.
I don't think it's just the hair. A hair does add to it, but if your body is on point. So right now, there's a lady who does powerlifting, and she's got hair similar to yours, Trish.
Yeah.
She's got an amazing body. Let me just show you.
Send it to me. I'll put it to me. Have you got it?
No, that's for my own personal pleasure. Right? What do I say? No, I'm not going to share my things. No, but she's got an amazing. I don't think men really care about what the hair looks like. I think it is body. And how shapely that person is.
But I think he's been so honest, he would have said it's body.
Yeah, I'm with Quincy. Something else is bugging him.
Yeah, no, hair don't do it because we've all been
not adding up.
Like I said, I've seen you in your hair, just come out of the shower, or you know what I mean, or it's not looking 100%, and it will still jump on you same way. You know what I mean? So it's more than that.
It's not adding up.
Okay. Well, let's see what our No Bravado Massive said after I asked them to be nice, you know. Lord.
I reckon it's Miles.
You reckon it's who? I will never
Miles.
say his name. I will never say his name. I don't know who Miles is.
Okay.
I don't know who he is. Miles is. So this is what Mike had to say.
That meme, is that a wig?
Oh, I love
that.
That's one of the best memes.
You know, that's my favourite GIF. That's my favourite GIF.
Yeah.
And when I put Viola Davis in, when I'm looking for that GIF, it never comes up. I put side-eye, I put Viola Davis in. Anytime, I can never find it.
I've put in leaving at times and it will come up.
Oh, leaving?
Yeah.
If you want it, I can send it to you. I've got it. I'll send it to you.
Please.
Jermaine said, if he loves her deeply, then this shouldn't be a problem. What is this, the first time he's ever seen her without a weave? Which is a good question. Some people fling them in straight away, out for wash and dry, and then fling right back in. So, Steph said,
that's not even good for your hair.
It's not.
So if she is for natural now, it might look beat up because she's just not giving it a break. So it might actually look, when you don't give your hair a break like that and you thing it might, that's when it can look, when you do leave it out, it can look patchy, it can just have all types of things going in.
Yeah. Steph said, I'm baffled by this. Unfortunately, a percentage of black men don't seem to know what they want from the black woman. We just can't win. As much as you say you love your wife, you are having an issue with her natural hair. As black women get older, they realize relaxing wigs, weaves, and braiding has a long-term effect to our hair. So the majority have a tendency to go back to a natural hairstyle. Believe me, natural hair is just as consuming and hard work to maintain. But see this though. Listen, yo, I don't even know what took me so long to do this. Like, it's bloody amazing. He said, see your wife with her natural beauty and longevity firsthand for her health. All the fake hair and relaxers will affect her health at a later date. In your comments, not sure if your love is genuine. How on earth does it affect the intimacy part of your relationship? But if she's not attracted to it, then it would.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Lights can turn off. Everyone's attractive in the dark.
They hide and seek.
Hang on. Yeah. I'm not sure most black women we cover our hair at night, so is it only that you can't stroke or pull the hair? He's obviously not going to respond because he doesn't want anyone to know who it is. Colin Goldson said, understand that this could be a tough situation for him. He at least has owned his issues, as some men wouldn't give a damn and look elsewhere. So I give him that. Is it really that deep? Yes and no. The man has been used to a certain look for many years, and that's part of his conditioning. Obviously, he prefers what he's used to. He needs to talk to his wife first, and if it's a problem that persists, then he needs to seek intervention. What about what his wife wants and how she feels? What's wrong with the change? This man needs to think outside the box. We are so conditioned in wanting our women to look a certain way. He doesn't get to make that call. Deal with it, my brother, but be candid and open. Share your thoughts with your wife. Beauty is beyond measure of a perm or a weave. Look at your wife for her heart. There are other attributes beyond looks. I mean, what did you marry her for? What about being supportive, compassionate, and all the things that create lasting love? We change over time, be it with age or we change our look because we want a new beginning. It's not that deep, sir. I love that response. I thought it was brilliant and mature.
Yeah, the person who wrote that and his wife. The person who wrote that and his wife right behind him back while he's writing that.
Yeah, say this. Can someone else read this? Yeah.
Vanessa Price says it is a you brackets him issue, but the lack of physical intimacy is a symptom that will have an effect on you both. It sounds as though you are only physically attracted to your wife. What are her attractive qualities? Which is what I said. You are experiencing it because you have put the importance on appearance, which is nothing to do with love. Exactly. Are you physically the same as you were 5 years ago? Do you think your appearance will never change? When your body is less efficient and your erection is giving semi. That made me bust. I hope you realize what love really means. I think you need to think and write down your reasons for loving your wife. Write down the reasons you love yourself. Have a look and consider your findings. There will be a lot in that. Then consider ways to create, enhance, and maintain attraction that is less physical based. I hope this is clear. I'll use myself as an example. I'm attracted to the way a man thinks, his level of consideration, kindness, how he shows up in the world, his aspirations, his inspirations, aspirations, motivation, enthusiasm, problem solving, and hands. Laugh out loud. Yes, hands. I don't get physically intimate with anyone who doesn't have emotional intelligence and the qualities I'm attracted to. When a man has those qualities, he becomes the most attractive man in the world to me. I wonder if your wife has lost her hair for any reason. How do you feel about
How would you feel about
her? Exactly. I'm not saying physical attraction is important. I'm saying it isn't the most important thing, and it can never be the foundation of which a relationship is built because looks are always changing. I think counseling is a good place to start for you as you recognize that you would like help with working this out in your mind. I hope your love prevails and you both have a happy marriage. And that's what I said. Come on.
Okay, I get. Honestly, I get what everyone's saying, and I get it. But I think what everyone's missing is that he is being very considerate of his wife's feelings. I think he's trying to work out his feelings. I think he doesn't understand why he's feeling like he does feel.
Yeah.
And it's like he's trying to work it out. And in the meantime, whilst he's working it out, he's asking you, what can I do to spare her feelings? Because I would never want her to feel any type of way. I would never want her to feel like I'm off her. I would never want her to feel like I'm cheating on her. But I don't know why I feel like this. I'm ashamed that I feel like this. I recognize it's a me issue. And what should I do about it? Because I don't understand my feelings around this. So even him, he doesn't seem to understand. So obviously you would hope that your man likes you for you, but this is something that he feels. He can't control how he feels like that. He doesn't understand it. And in the meantime, he wants to manage it as delicately as possible. All he's done is praise his wife in this, as delicately as possible, in order to not hurt her and to get around it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get what everyone's saying, but I think we are missing the fact that he is human. For some reason, he feels like that. He doesn't want to feel like that. And I just feel like in this post, in this message, he's trying to figure out his feelings, why he feels
to
like
me,
that.
there's no difference in what he's saying to the guys that go for light-skinned girls with long hair or mixed girls, or she's got to be mixed with a little Indian. They like the coolie girls. No different. He's gone for a black woman that's obviously wore wigs and relaxed hair. She's now decided she doesn't want to relax her hair. He doesn't like it. It's no different. It's conditioning. It's, the same way that we are kind of conditioned in what
he loves her, but I think he's not turned on by her. He's not physically attracted to her because he continues to say he still loves her. And that's another thing I think everyone missed. It's not the love that he doesn't have. He does love her, but the physical attraction where he can be aroused to have sex is not there at the moment because it's not his type.
I don't like that. You're right. So
yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's not what he likes. Yeah. So anywho, I'm not saying I agree with him, but I respect his honesty. I really do.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Just agree. Let's go back.
You would hope your man likes you through thick and thin, because anything can happen to anyone, and if all our appearances can change. So you would hope that if our appearance does change throughout the marriage or whatever, that they can stick with us. But if he ever did feel like that, I would like him to feel like he does about feeling like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So Day said, wait, so what, in the 5 years of being married and prior to the marriage, you've never seen your wife's natural hair? What about during COVID? I was like, what happened during COVID? How did she? But people were having barbers come to their house. You think hairdressers weren't going to houses to make their money? Like, if you love
maybe
her so
she
deep,
did her own hair.
Maybe, yeah. Because you can do your own hair. It's true. If you love her deeply, speak to her about this. Maybe she herself is going through a thing. Also, as you said, there's layers. I think this is one of many that's just hit the nail on the head. I think you should communicate with your wife. But I guess he's asking for opinion on how to do that, because if it was that easy, you wouldn't have just, you know what I mean? This is what Davina had to say.
You think that's going to hurt her? Yeah.
Doesn't want to hurt her, yeah. They said the fact that he's talking about not wanting her to think about sleeping with someone else, I want to ask, is he thinking to? But I don't think that's what it's about.
No.
Yeah.
I think he knows that if he keeps rejecting sex, he's going to think that he's seeing someone else, but he's not turned on right. He don't fancy it.
Yeah.
T Smooth says,
so he knows to do it. He can't do it.
I'll do it.
T Smooth says, I'm trying so hard to match your visual love with your deep love. It seemed to me that true love for your early years was purely visual. How deep are your emotional, physical, spiritual, aspirational, conversational, etc. elements? Counseling is a good thing, and I'm glad you have this as an option, but have a conversation with your wifey. Understand the rationale for her change and be open and compromising as you both grow. Change and adapt to the deep love, because in my opinion, the switch from weave to natural is not that deep, or not as deep as your professed deep love.
Stop her. He's not attracted to her.
This is a perfect opportunity to play Bee Gees, How Deep Is Your Love?
He's not attracted to her.
Daniel Hawkins says, I wonder if he has been having intimacy issues with regards to his wife before she changed her hair, but the change just highlighted the unattractiveness of his wife to him. A lot of times it is more deeper than the issue than just the change. Can he pinpoint exactly what about her hair that makes her unattractive to him? Are there other issues, i.e. attitude, busy days, kids, etc.? My advice would be to try doing date night with her. Look for what attracted you to her in the first place. Being in love, attraction is an on again, off again emotion. While to love someone is a choice you make, I'm sure her hair wasn't the thing that attracted you to her, and I hope it's not the end all of it to turn off. There has to be something else. Yeah.
If she went natural, the only thing I would say that it would turn the man off if it went natural, if she had her hair relaxed and that before, and then she went natural and you look like Mr. T. It's the only thing I can think of.
Shut up. I don't understand. And this is the thing. It's like being natural as a black woman is equated to all of these things. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, yeah. But then they don't want us to wear the weaves and the wigs. Take off the wig, take off the wig, take off the wig. And then when we take off the wig, we're equated to Mr. T.
Yeah.
So, like, we can't fucking win. Like, Asia said, if he can't, I think she meant, if he can't deal with a hair change, then being intimate will continue to be a struggle. What if she got ill or weight gain? Could he deal with that? This won't go down well. So he's saying when he goes to speak to the wife, it's all hell's gonna break loose. Dee said it definitely sounds like a him problem. Sandy Bell Flares. Oh, what happened? Cha. Do you know what I mean? Like, why did you do that? Oh, mate. Cha. Someone say something else whilst I look for the comments. I beg.
I don't think he's going to play outdoors, but he's going to be tested.
Yeah.
It takes him to meet one person, and it clicks, and then it will be tested. The fact that he's put it in the group, is I give him props for that, but I think that is very much of a him problem, there isn't no way he can tell that to his wife without her conking him in his head or something.
Not conking him in the head.
No, but how would you feel if, like, you've been with someone for 5 years and all of a sudden this pops out of nowhere? Like, you've been giving your fella food for 5 years, and all of a sudden, do you know what? I don't like your eggs. You've been eating my eggs before, but I don't like how you do this one. Nah. He needs to talk to his missus, and he needs to say this. No, not even talk to his missus. He needs to sort it out.
Yeah.
He needs to sort it out. And I mean that in the utmost respect. He needs to sort it out.
What did you?
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah, you married her. Apart from her hair, was you attracted to her? What attracted you to her?
Like her hair.
No.
Like, I don't agree with it at all. Right? Yeah. Let's be clear about that. I think that men can be very fickle. Yeah. I think they can be very superficial. Like I said earlier, I think that men go for a particular look and a particular type of Instagram model, but then when she wants a £2,000 shoes, you call her a gold digger. Yeah. I don't get all of that. So I'm not saying that what he's saying is right. However, people have their preferences of what they fancy, and attraction is a big part. Let's not act like it's not a big part of a relationship.
It is a big part of it, but then they must have had some sort of conversations about, hey, how would you, have you ever, done weeds or whatever? There must have been a point in time when they were dating, or she had conditioned herself to be a certain way through conversations that they had of what he likes. So she did the whole wigs and weaves and whatever, not have you, to be the person that he wanted her to be. Now they're married, she turned to doing the whole naturalness.
But that's not what he signed up for.
That's what I'm saying. So that may be the other thing. She has got herself in a position where, okay, I've got him. And like I said, through conversation, he's like this, he likes that. Right, let me be the woman and present myself to him in the way that he likes. Yeah, that's what she's mostly done. Maybe now she wants to go into the naturalness. That's not what he likes. And if that's the case, I get that. I can understand that. Because it's a false representation of who you are as a person. He
mentioned intimacy, right? And I don't want to put it out there, the elephant in the room, but when he mentioned intimacy, he might be a pull-up. He might be a pull of the hero. He might be one of those guys, and he's got nothing to pull no more, and he don't do that for him. All due respect to you both, but what can I pull in your hair?
Not a damn thing right now. You can hold my head.
You go. I got to do wax. I got to do Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off.
I never thought in my 42 years being this earth for that I'd be like, yeah, listen, not doing hair again. I'm good. If you don't like it, that's fine. But hey, what? I'm me. And as I say, you have to.
Did you shave your hair?
Pardon?
Did you shave your hair?
No, mine flew out through chemo.
Oh, for chemo, okay.
Yeah, mine went. Eyebrows, eyelashes, everything. And then I had one man tell me in Tesco, I thought, what are you doing me for? You ain't got no eyebrows. Oh, no eyebrows. No shit, Sherlock. You're still ugly, though, aren't you?
Did you say that?
I did. was just like, he goes, oh, that's a bit rude. I said, no, what's rude is you coming up to me, someone you don't know, and actually pinpointing something that actually bloody well do know.
Like I've got a
memo, you stupid idiot. You say you're still ugly.
He might think that you might have surprised about something.
Melanie Bohan says it's his way of simply crying out for help because he clearly loves his wife dearly. However, what did you initially fall in love with? Appearance. But he is not the only guy that says he's visual. No, all of them say it.
No, I know. I get that he's visual, but like, I come back to it again. I personally think through conversations that they had from when he first met her, she had the weave, or she had the wig and so forth. And through conversations, that's what his preference was. So she kept it that way. Now she's reverted back. That's a totally different story.
Do you think she should have done that without a conversation with him?
Right? No, exactly. But I'm saying when you presented yourself incorrectly to a man who's interested in you and who's quite clearly telling you this is what he likes. I like the straightness. I like the perm. I like whatever. Fine. You've chose as a woman to then change yourself because of someone that you like. You got married. Then what you should have done was have a conversation and say, babe, you know what? I know we were talking earlier, but I'm thinking of going to natural. Have that, because in honesty, it does involve both of you. Do you know what I mean?
But if he said no, what's she going to do?
I would want my man to have an opinion. I would want my partner to tell me the truth, because I'm not going to ask you a question that I'm not ready for. Even if I think, oh, okay, it might hit me a bit. All right, I've got the truth, so we can compromise. How about, I don't have it straight all the time, but every now and then I will have it straight. How would that work? Because you got to have some sort of balance. You got to have a balance. You got to have some sort of compromise. And if that works, okay. At the 7 days a week, I might straighten my hair 3 times a week. Or if we're going out, for dinner or something, I'll have it this way. But I can get what I want and you can get what you want. Do you understand? But you can't be holding. I don't think you should be holding anything inside. Yes, be honest with your partner.
It's not going to go down well, as some people have said.
But be careful. You are going to hurt her feelings, whatever the case may be. But I just, and like I said, if it's a case of where she put herself in a position to be the person that he wanted her to be, then that was wrong of her. But if that's not the case, just talk. If something doesn't turn you on, you're going to go flat. But you've got to be able to say, okay, all right, I can do that. Let's see how that works. But otherwise, it's not going to work.
Well, yeah. I mean, attraction is a big part, says Melanie Bohan again. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, my love. Sometimes because we see what we see first and then a conversation. So that everyone acting like attraction's not a big thing, I just think it's a lie. It's ridiculous. And also, I'm going to be honest about my own hair journey. I used to, I grew up in a family that some of them were colorists, had mixed race cousins. Some of them were light skinned with the long hair, and I was hair shamed in my family. So you kind of grow up feeling like your hair it's some of the things that were said it's so hard to manage. It's tough. It's nigger hair. One of my cousins plaited my hair so hard until my scalp bled. So there's a whole trauma around, for me, my natural hair. And for years, I wore wigs, weaves, relaxed. I always used to have the big old crochet braids, and I loved it. I felt glamorous. And then one day, the hair that they have to declare is contaminated. I had it plaited into my hair, and then one day I woke up and some stresses of life, and was diagnosed with alopecia and had big patches in my hair where it just dropped out in big patches. And I felt like I had lost a part of me. I felt that it was because I remembered someone saying to me, would you ever wear your own hair out natural? And I was like, I'm just waiting for it to get to a certain length so that I could rock it, because I didn't want to be equated to Mr. T or look. You understand? I just didn't want all of that. So it was just such a push and pull. And then I went back and forth with this alopecia for 2 years. And then I remembered saying, if it does it again, if it drops out again, I'm going to just shave it off. And at the time, Nikki was really instrumental in talking to me about cutting my hair off, and she gave me the number to her barbers, and I shaved it off, and I look back. Like, I don't think I will try and grow it back. I like being in my full natural state now. I don't worry about, like, there used to be times where I wouldn't have gone out of the house without putting on a little powder or making sure. Like, now I will go out rags. I do not care. No makeup, no hair. This is me. And it's taken me, like, literally my hair being stripped from me for me to embrace me. So now, like, the good thing about that is that I'm not in a relationship. So whoever checks me now is going to like me for me now, isn't it? But if I was in a long-term relationship, right, but if I was in a long-term relationship and I just decided that I was going to go to being natural because I was struggling, he might have more of an understanding if you've had a health issue, I would like to think. But attraction is a big thing. I don't think he's right in what he's saying, but I actually understand what he's saying. I don't agree with him, but I get what he's saying. And attraction is a big thing. And the same way that we're conditioned to have the hair and thinking that we're not going to be attractive if we don't have our hair in a certain way, guys are conditioned in the same way.
No, I totally agree. I can totally echo that with what Trisha said. Is for me, if I'm having a bad day or I'm going to, I'm going to go get my hair done, going on holiday, go get your hair done, and not having that to do, when you're literally stripped of everything, it's like, wow, okay, you then are forced, and I mean forced, to love yourself
in your entirety.
To fall in love with yourself, because if you don't, no one else is going to. Do you know what I mean? And that's the most important thing. You're seeing, you've got nothing. You're starting off with an absolute blank canvas, literally. You got nothing, and when you got that, it's like, okay, am I truly that attracted? What is it about me that somebody would like? Do you understand? And I remember one of my friends telling me, not friend, but someone I know for years, was it? I don't know if I'll be attracted to you now. And I'm like, well, I won't look at you in that way in the first place anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, people do you know what I mean? And that was their truth.
Yeah, and it's just, it's hard.
But can I just say this as well? Do you not remember the two videos? So there's two videos. When I read this scenario, these two things came into mind. So there was two videos that popped around. One was of like a guy going around asking a whole bunch of different guys what their preference is, light skin or dark skin. And he asked about 30 or 40 men, and all of them said light skin or Brazilian or a little mix or a little this or a little that. And the one guy at the end said black skin, dark girl. One guy out of all of what he asked, So that's conditioning. That's what they've seen the rappers them do. As Quincy said earlier, they all go for like a glamorous type of look. So every single guy went for that and said, apart from one out of the whole bag of people that he asked. That was the first thing. And then the second thing, I don't know if you lot remember the doll test, when they asked
like young kids,
a bunch of kids, do you want to play with the black doll or do you want to play with the white doll? And every single child chose the white doll. But when asked what doll looks like you, they all hesitated and then went for the black doll. So representation matters, conditioning on both female and male side of things, and that's what's happened here.
Because even
that's what's happened here. Do you know what I mean? And he's been honest about it. So he's not attracted to Afro hair. Is he right? Is he wrong? Was he only attracted to your wife for her hair? No, he loves her very much, but men are visual, and he's not attracted to Afro hair. Hang on. You know what is hair? Maybe he's using her hair as an excuse for something more, for what he is going through, experiencing or doing, because all I can see her hair change may lead them to have an understanding of what he's saying. I don't know. I think aesthetics and hair is a big thing in the Black community.
Jamie said something. He made a comment about, somebody made a comment about him. There's a post on Facebook with him with his Caucasian girlfriend, and he made one of his comments where, even though he had a lot of respect for Black women, he would never date one.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. It was clean on Facebook. He was going to show the pictures. His girlfriend, I think, 25 or 26, something like that. And he said he would never date a black woman because he'd
not attracted to them.
He had a lot of respect for them, but he would never date a black woman. And I was like, wow, okay. That's why you would never see
Okay, as long as he respects them, do your thing, bro.
Yeah. All right, let me just share this one last comment because there was loads of comments on this, and we will be here forever if I read them all. But I just want to share this one last comment. So this was one of our members, Rodney Mew's suggestion that he does.
But if
get her to wear a wig.
Bye.
Yes, I agree.
Get her to wear a wig and do some role play.
Exactly, compromise. Do what
That's
but it's
funny, bro.
It's the wig. Why are they so stupid in our group? I can't. Oh dear. But yeah, that's all the comments I've got, unless anybody has got anything else that they want to say.
No.
No, Quince?
No, I'm good.
What do you look for, Quince?
Pardon?
What do you look for?
Breathing.
Put him on the spot.
No, I know the bit of spot. As long as you've got size, that's good enough for me. I don't do skinny.
Oh, you don't do skinny? You're like little body or dear.
Yeah. I do skinny, mate. I don't care. Weave, wig, natural, as long as it's clean. I don't give a shit.
Stop.
As long as it don't smell of sweat and Red Bull.
Yeah.
Not sweat and Red Bull. Where do you get these things from, Natalie? Like, I'd love to camp out in your brain one day, boy, and just see how it works.
You know when you go to a rave, yeah? You know when you go out to a party or a dance, yeah? And a lot of women now, they've got their shit patterned. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
But too many times, you got that smell of Red Bull or whatever the fuck is spilt on the floor all over it. And I might be bunched up and stuck behind someone. And I can smell their tired ass wig. And I think, have a weave. But just because it's a wig or a weave, it doesn't mean that you don't wash it. It doesn't mean that you just put it on your head.
Depends on the quality of the weaves, though, didn't it? Because some weaves, it's like primer, innit? You wash it once and it shrinks.
I always get caught behind it as well. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, a bad smelling wig or weave, especially I think if it's not real hair, is the worst thing. Like, it's like hair BO.
Not hair BO.
I hate that shit, man. Just whatever hair you've got on your head, even if it's not yours, maintain it. Wash it. Make sure it's clean and it doesn't smell of. Anyway.
It doesn't smell of sweat.
Yes, play.
Oh Lord.
Oh, poor
before we wrap up, I cannot leave this live without showing my respects to James Earl Jones.
Yes, I forgot.
No.
It was 93 years old. I'm gonna do a tribute about him for a bit tomorrow on my radio show, amongst other topics. But I think that he's one of our pioneer actors and recognized voices. And it reminds you, can I ask you, in your family, in names, because you know, like a commanding voice gets attention. Like James Earl Jones had a commanding voice.
Yeah.
You know Darth Vader, you know Mustafa. So, in your family, who would you say that had that voice which just made you stand to attention, or just you knew?
My mum. Yeah. Davina's asking for me to read out Mike's comment on that last topic we were discussing, but I'll go back to that in a minute, Davina. Bear with me. My mum was that person. That is in our family, but she was also the easygoing one. I remember me and my cousin decided that we was going to smoke out of the bathroom window at a family function. and then my mum caught us, and she excelled. I thought I was gonna die, but it was just better. Like, my mum is the one that commands that respect, but she's also the easygoing, loving aunt and the one that will bust joke. But my mum's the one that, for me, my mum's always been that person. Like, there's certain things that I didn't do. I didn't go out stealing or doing nothing that's good. I wasn't frightened for police. I was frightened for my mum.
Yeah.
Not the police. Yeah.
No, certain things I just didn't do because I'm not able for my mum. Sorry.
Yeah, it's long.
Yeah. Philly says, big loss, beautiful voice, actor and man, R.A.P. Rest in eternal peace, James L. Jones. Yeah.
The only person's voice I could say is up there with his, Barry White's.
Yeah.
Is who?
Barry White.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Barry White's got an amazing voice, speaking and vocals. Yeah. Hang on, let me just find Mike's comment, because it was a good comment. What about you, Quince? Who is the person for you that used to make you stand to attention? There was a teacher in school as well that I had. That when he shouted, your hair used to move with it, boy. Like,
you know what? I might change it and ask.
Boy.
There's always a teacher who's had a voice who just like.
Yeah, Mr. McKellar, mine was.
Right.
Mr. Roberts. Mr. Roberts' voice, back in the day, his voice was like, there was enough little bad youths in our year, but if you heard his voice, everyone's humming themselves. I don't know what is about his voice. And then I saw him years later. But he was a strict teacher, but he was and I got to know we got to know him because he had a love for cricket. And I remember him and my dad had a conversation when he picked me up one time, and he was a bit softer than me. He eased up, but he still has a deep voice. And I will never forget, I saw him after I left school. I was working years later with his wife, and I saw him, and he had a stroke, and he was half the man he was.
All that shouting.
Huh?
All that
shouting at me.
Yeah.
But I cried. I was on the central line. Never forget it. I was on the central line, and I cried when I saw him. I was like, Ian Wright.
Sorry?
Ian Wright saw his teacher for the first time in years.
Oh, okay.
I didn't cry like that, but I gave him my love and said to his wife, take care of him, because I don't think he's going to survive the Tottenham Court Road.
Guy, I can't.
Bye.
Out of order.
Out of order.
Is it true that Ian Wright's now identifying as sexually fluid? Or did they just make that up?
Well, at a big old age.
I'm just like, is this another internet live?
Man. You identify that in your 20s with your teen. You don't do that shit with your 60s too.
When you're a big old smutty, innit? All right. Back to that post. I didn't even realize that you put puss bag on there. That this guy, you know, Mike, you're just too bad and old.
Is that Mike, the 90s R&B album cover man?
Yeah, the first track. Mike said, "There, Mr. Anon puss bag." Oh, I didn't even see that. You're so bad. Your words really reveal a deeply troubling mindset. You claim to love your wife, but it's clear that your love is conditional, tethered to a Eurocentric standard of beauty that you've internalized. Instead of celebrating her journey towards self-acceptance and empowerment, you're fixated on how her natural hair impacts your intimacy. That is not her problem. That's your deeply ingrained self-hate projected onto her. And that's the fact. It's identifying where this self-hate comes from. And I think that's the conversation I wanted to have, as opposed to attacking him. Yeah. The fact that you're more concerned with your own comfort and preferences than emotional labor that she's doing to embrace her authentic self is telling. You acknowledge your conditioning, yet you seem unwilling to put the work in to unlearn it, which I don't think is true, because he's just basically saying, I might go counselling, and what do you not think? This is beyond superficial. It's about recognising how oppressive beauty standards have devalued Black women for centuries, and how you're perpetuating that harm in your marriage. Yeah. Like, come on, Mike. Yeah. If you truly want to support her, then you need to confront your own anti-Blackness, not just for her, but for yourself. Counselling isn't just an option, it's a necessity. Your wife deserves a partner who celebrates her, not one who just needs to adjust to the very essence of who she is. Until you address these eternal issues, it will continue to damage your relationship and reinforce harmful ideas about Black beauty within and outside your marriage. Furthermore, I pray that you're never blessed with daughters. I'm being nice, because that's how the cycle continues. Yeah. So, not blessed. Because, like, even if it's not daughters and it's sons, but you've got that mindset, then the sons walk around with that cycle and passes it on. And like I said, I respect his honesty. I hope he's watching. I feel like he's not the only one. I don't think it's any different from fat shaming your wife, or saying I only date light-skinned girls with long straight hair, or mixed with Indian. It's no different. So I don't see why that's acceptable, but what he's saying isn't. I think it's all the same umbrella.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And I feel like he's taken such accountability. I don't know what everyone else wants him to do.
No, yeah, I appreciate the fact that he's taking accountability. Yes, but I just think, like most people have said, I think there's something else that's bothering him, not just the hair.
Or maybe it's just that's bothering him, and I really genuinely feel like he's perplexed by it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, why am I this shallow? I think even he's questioning himself. Like, blood. Like, I'm really moving like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's how I feel. That's what I get from it. That he's just like surprised himself.
Nat, do you know when Nat was explaining it? She went, and then I just think,
idiot.
Rob's into the woods. You know what I mean? Your missus can't do this.
It's Quincy's laugh as well, you know. I didn't even catch the joke because I'm looking at something else, but it's just, and it just makes me laugh. Oh dear. But yeah, before we go, let's just show you this quickly. Just a reminder. Just a reminder of what we're going to do. Hopefully, collectively together, we're going to create some real opportunities and make some history. Do you know what I mean? I'm really looking forward. Quincy's been our host at every Black Excellence pop-up fest that we've done. So it only seems natural and right that we continue on this journey with him, and I'm excited.
We don't get angry, we don't get even. We don't talk about beef by the way that I mentioned I just turned vegan. It's breathing so they can see my new top boy season. I need the pagans alive so they can all see that it's still my time. I don't know why they act tough online. I see them outside and they ain't saying nada. As soon as you say on site, we looking for you like some vintage Prada, looking for you like some archive pieces. Yeah.
So yeah, Black Excellence pop-up fest and weekender. Please join us. Please put it in your diary. What's the dates? The 29th of November, 30th of November, 1st of December. 3 back-to-back events that are going to be quite different. That's going to be providing opportunities to Black-owned businesses. That's going to be promoting collaborative working and showing that we can do this. There's not going to be, no one's going to rip no one off. No one's going to argue. Like, we're going to do this and we're going to do it well. And I'm excited. I'm excited to do this with you, Quincy. Are you frozen or are you reading something?
No, I don't want to shout it out, but there's something I noticed on the promo, which I've just literally going to forward to you guys.
Oh, okay. Is it typo?
Yeah.
Okay. We never noticed it. but we'll change it. We'll change it. But yeah, more information will be coming out soon. We'll get our flyers together, but we're going to just be talking about it from now. So please just make one of the dates or all of the dates or whatever. But yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you. And if you've got a young entrepreneur in your household, holla. Let's try and see if we can support them and give them a stall and, promote them and see what we can do. It's because it's time already. It's definitely time. Yeah. And like I said, doing that 10-day business thing where we were 10 days of, just they were out and outright racist. That's why when they were having the race wars the other day, and all of a sudden the Asians then wanted to walk with us, I was like,
yeah, now you want to walk with us.
Interesting that, but I found it interesting. When they want to be black, when they want protection, but you know what I mean? When you want to fight, but yeah, they were very clear that they were not there to support us. And I think for as long as we are not there to support each other, we're going to forever be in this position. So I'm looking forward to making a splash with you guys and contributing to our part in Black economics. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Come out and support and show people what we have and what we can do. And yeah, have fun.
All right, Quincy's packing up now. You can see, is that all right? You're too and done.
Quincy's like, now done.
All right. Leota, party done now, isn't it?
I'll sort my show out for tomorrow. I like to sort my show out before I go to or I do anything, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I want to go eat. I'm hungry. Natalie blatantly drank her Coke and ate her chips or whatever it was she was eating on the screen, and that just made me even more hungry. Not 2 cans.
Oh, Lord.
Natalie, don't be raggedy. Throw one of them in the bin. Okay.
I'm gonna try and get you off. I've told myself I'm gonna cut down. I'm not gonna have Coke because it's not a good drink.
It's terrible. I'll cut down when I come back from holiday.
Yeah, I know it's a good start. Yeah, because I've cut down, but it is hard. And not gonna lie to you,
yeah, it's addictive. It's addictive.
It's hard work. And if I'm being totally honest with you, if you want me to be really, really honest with you, this is what's really up.
Oh, Lord.
No!
That's what's happening.
Oh, God.
I'm not laughing. That's not funny. I don't like that. Up. That's too much.
Do you know they use it?
Go on.
They use it in the toilet.
I know.
was just about, you can unblock the drain and all sorts of shit. And I remember, look, and she's sipping as we're saying this.
No, I'm with Nat because it's hard. It just shows you that the foods we eat, yeah, it ain't designed. It's to make us, what's the word? Make us addicts. Because a cold Coke is freaking nice.
We need to smash some lemon in it for real.
Hey! Nice. It's nice. But, yeah, when I saw the 2p in the toilet thing, I was like, you know what? Raw.
Yeah.
I want to, but I need to start afresh. I feel like I need to cleanse first, get it out of my system, and then do it. I think I need to pump it out my system first. Yeah. So that there's nothing, it's not in my blood. I've got no cravings for it. And then remove myself from it.
Before I go, yeah, can I just say this? I do want to have this conversation with you guys as it goes, right? As you're talking about attitudes towards women and DV, with that guy being let out today, and I'm going to have this conversation tomorrow, but I'm going to further it. So, you women might have seen men or heard the stories. The story about the African runner who got set alight by her partner. He died today. Yeah. He died today through to his wounds as well. Yeah. But he set her alight. And I've never understood where you've got to be that you want to take the life of whether it's a woman, your partner, that's a whole new level of obsession. And I just want to talk. I think that's the conversation, because, like, did she have family? Like, what do you do if that's one of your members of your family, and they're going through that? Because you can go in there. I've done before. You can go in there. You could do what you're doing, but then you alienate the person. You make it worse when you pick up on things. I don't know how to react around DV.
Go into the kitchen and get me a coconut water. Sorry. Yeah, you don't know how to react to grief, did you say?
No. When someone is going through DV, so like as a brother or a dad or an uncle, your natural reaction is to bust up that man, innit? But you face the wrath of losing your child if that happens, or someone intervenes in, or the case of, because of your daughter might know how you are or her family is shut off. And that ain't just physical, that's mental as well. Like, with getting mental abuse in the relationship, some women might just shut off because they think, if I tell my dad, if I tell my brothers or my cousins, it's going to be big for this brother. And I'd rather just take it. And I just want to know that, like, do women recognize the red flags? What takes the man to get to that point where you're so obsessed with the woman that you're like, if I can't have you, no one can't have you? And I think I want to. No, but I want to know what it is, because there's a level. If you see the film with I forget the guy's name, the guy with the pretty eyes, but it's like Fatal Attraction, but he's very possessive over this woman.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
And it's like, well, she went back there, but he showed you red flags. You still went back there.
Yeah, cycles though. It's conditioning, and it's what we've been talking about throughout the whole show. Because there's many people that go through domestic violence and stay or go back because it's what they know. It's what they know. Yeah. You know, there's like, it's the same with, like, there's some homeless people that we worked with that will just go back to begging and homelessness because that's what they know. So, yeah, I mean, not everybody, and everyone's spirit's different. Everyone's got a different type of spirit. Some people are stronger than others. Some people put up with a lot less than others. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Some people can manage more. So yeah, most loved ones aren't aware DV is going on. Mm-hmm. Women hide it. I did when it happened. Mm-hmm. Quincy, when Frankie found out, he was angry with me that I kept it from him. Yeah. I know for me personally, you know, certain family members, you know, if you say certain things to certain family members, it's not going to end well. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you only go to certain,
I'm gonna discuss more into detail. So, as a woman, do you like? Is that more of a fear? You rather take the beating than tell your family?
It's like a mental conditioning. Like, my mum was talking to me about something that she witnessed when I was growing up, and she said that this man, he used to beat on his partner, and she was a little couple of minutes late from the time that she should have got, and he was standing outside looking for her, and she said she immediately started trembling when she saw him, and that he was in this mood, because beatings are coming next. So it's conditioning, mind conditioning, and I just think just depends on when the person catches you. Some of the strongest women and some of the strongest people I know have been in domestically violent relationships. Some people feel like, because I fight back and we tear down the house fighting, they don't see themselves as victims of abuse. But it's toxic, and that becomes your cycle because you fight back. You know what I mean? So mental abuse, physical abuse. Mental abuse is even worse than physical abuse, I think. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? But
did you reach out to did you speak to your friend Natalie? Do you love her?
What about her?
She put a post out today, and it actually sat with me for a bit.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
It was all power. No, it was just like not as bad to the extreme of the African runner, but it's when a relationship, especially like when you have children with somebody.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know.
I didn't know that, Davina. I was answering Davina. I never knew that.
Oh, a lot of women go through it, and you just.
A lot of people you would never think go through it do.
A lot of people get on with it, you know. Trust me. A lot of people go through it, and then they just get on with it. Not saying it's good, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, before we sign off quickly, there's an app called Yuka, yeah. YUKA, and you can scan the barcodes of your cosmetics and what you're putting into your body, like drinks. So I just scanned some coconut water, and it's got 76 points. It's excellent, yeah. It's got no hazardous substances. It's low on sodium. It's got 60 calories. Sugar's 11. It's a little bit sweet, but it's not too bad. So if you've got 76 out of 100, it's quite safe to drink, yeah? I'm going to scan some Pepsi now. Well, it's got no barcode on it because they're not stupid.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So I can't scan it.
You know,
Save
What's in that container? It's not as good as the natural thing.
Nah, but this is the whole point of this thing it tells you like chicken seasoning. I scanned chicken seasoning today, and it's got like hazardous kind of chemicals in it, that cancer causing chemicals that cause Alzheimer's, all sorts of shit in chicken seasoning. You know why they put it in the chicken seasoning, don't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, let me let you go so you can sort out your show.
Yeah. All right, ladies. Take it take it easy.
Good night, gorgeous.
Oh,
looking forward to the next part of our path.
All right. Bye-bye.
Later. See you.